Hey champions! Faye Kitariev is here, author of Choreography of Awakening, performance mastery coach, and owner and president of Make the Impossible Possible, because you can. Today I'm going to pick up lesson 10, lessons from the ring. And I want to pick up a really interesting theme, which is habits or rituals. It's important to talk about the subject today because it's December 30th. It's the last day. Tomorrow is the last day of the year. And everyone is usually looking forward to what they're going to do in the next year, the New Year resolutions, and looking back at what was really great in the year that goes away and what was not so great, what we want to bring forward in the next year. And habits and rituals is one of those things that we can pick up for the future, not just for 1 year, but maybe there is something that you want to create in your life that you haven't yet, but you're really thinking about. And maybe it's a good time to start. So perhaps it would really serve you to pick up a paper and a pen and sit down and write down a gratitude for all of the things that happened last year that you have accomplished, and also the gratitude for all the lessons that you have learned, that maybe you haven't accomplished something or something that didn't go so well, but you want to improve next year. When you have a clear vision of what you want to create, it's much easier to create that. But right now, I want you to think about the vision of that future. Who would you like to become? Who is the person who is capable of achieving the dream that you have? And what needs to happen? What kind of qualities you need to bring in and cultivate within yourself in order to become that person who can accomplish the dreams and aspirations and goals that you have for yourself. In order for these things to happen, we need to create specific rituals or habits. One of my teachers is very famous for saying, your habits create you. We all have habits. Some of those habits are conscious and some of them are unconscious. Some of the habits are good for us and others are not good for us. And it's very important to become very conscious and aware of those habits so that we can change them. Every skater that has some kind of aspirations comes to the rink in the morning or in the afternoon, and they warm up before they put their skates on. Then they put their skates on, and then they go on the ice and they start warming up. And the big first ritual is putting the skates on. Because once you put the skates on, guess what you're going to do? You're going to skate. Whether you want to or not, you are going to skate. So the first habit is you want to think about where would you start? I was reading recently a book by one of the very famous choreographers, dance choreographers, and she says how every morning she takes a taxi and drives and goes to the gym to work out. And she said, my ritual is not the gym. My ritual is getting into a taxi. Once I'm in the taxi, I know that I'm going into the gym. Every morning I wake up at 5:30 or sometimes a little bit before that. I try to wake up before that. And I start my day. And getting up at that time is one of the rituals that I do. And I drag myself out of bed whether I want to or not. And I begin my morning rituals. And the first thing, one of the first things that I do is I sit down with my journal and I write down intention for the day. What do I want to happen during that day? What do I want to create in the day? And how do I want to create it? And that's one of the most important things that I do in the morning. Because as soon as I sit down with my journal and my pen and I start writing, the ideas start coming in and I become very clear about what I want to accomplish. And one of the biggest things from my morning ritual that I want to accomplish is that I want to feel inspired and empowered. In psychology, we call that getting into the state. When you're in a state of inspiration and empowerment, you feel uplifted. You can do anything with your day. It gives you confidence. It gives you that power. It gives you energy to move forward. If we don't have that energy, if we don't have the power, nothing is going to happen. So it's the most important thing that I do every morning. I would invite you to sit down and think, what could you do? Maybe you could take it from me and you would want to sit down in the morning and try it. What does it feel like? Setting the intention for the day ahead. And the way the intention is being set is usually going like, I intend to, or my intention for today is. And that's how you start. Another ritual that's very helpful is actually an evening ritual. And in the evening, I would sit down and I would plan my day ahead. And it's not just a schedule for the appointments that I have. I put on my to-do list. It's not even a to-do list. It's kind of like visualizing the day ahead. Everything, the time I wake up, the water I'm going to drink, even the coffee that I'm going to drink, washing my face and brushing my teeth. Everything goes into that list. And when I do this, I keep training my mental muscle to be prepared, to know what I want to accomplish, so that each day I can move forward and I can see the progression, so that I can become what I envision myself becoming. And when I do this, and I feel so strong and so confident, people notice that and they're like, wow, do you have so much energy? How are you so happy all the time? That's how. So I invite you to start your new year, the new year resolution, not with something like I want to lose weight, but with something I want to start creating a ritual for myself that I'm going to stick to and do every single day that will help me become more creative, cultivate more energy in my body, make me happier, so that I feel good. And when I feel good, I make everyone around me feel better as well. So it's almost a responsibility for myself and for the people that I come into contact with. This is Lesson from the Rink's pen, Faye Kitariev, and I'm wishing you a happy new year and happy life, blessings, and I will see you next year. Please click the likes below, subscribe to my channel, check out my website, www.choreography-of-awakening.com. Let's stay in conversation. I'll see you next year. Bye.